All Universal hits all the time. KUSH, Hollywood.
First time on the studio tour. Very cool. Well, welcome. My name is Emmett. I'll be your tour guide. As you can tell right now, I'm facing backwards, so thank goodness I'm not driving. This is your driver, Jacob. Give it up for Jacob, everybody. Yes! But of course, Jacob and I can't do the studio tour by ourselves. We're also joined by our celebrity co-host. You know him from SNL and The Tonight Show. It's Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guy.
Emmett.
And the greatest driver.
Jacob.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Emmett.
both be $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That's right. Thank you, Jimmy. First, if you need any guest assistance or have a medical emergency, or if you drop something of value off the side of the tram or have any sound or video issues, please reach up and grab the red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property. If any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please no smoking or vaping of any kind during the tour or in our theme park. Be prepared today for our tour features loud noises, fire effects, and any water effects so you might get wet. There are also sudden tram movements during the tour, so secure your personal belongings and hold on tight. Finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use any selfie sticks while on board. Well, folks, we're leaving the theme park behind. On your left-hand side, you can kind of catch a sneak peek of Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, our newest roller coaster coming in 2026. It's gonna be pretty fun. But now, we're going to take a journey to the past. We're going to head down the Universal timeline. On your right-hand side, you'll see posters from our over 100 years of filmmaking. Our founder, Carl Lemley, the dapper man in the bow tie on your screen, opened Universal Studios March 15th, 1915. That's right, Universal Studios is a Pisces. He was an immigrant with a dream of making an entire movie studio, or entire city, dedicated to making movies. On Universal's opening day, admission was 25 cents, and he left with a carton of eggs, which in this economy would also be awesome. But on our opening day, we also had many different demonstrations of makeup and stunts and things like that. And while technically Universal Studios isn't a real city, we do operate fairly similarly to it. We have a lot of things that help us do that on our lot. We have our own sheriff station, our own hospital, our own zip code, 91608. Our zip code is 91608 in case anyone wants to write me a letter after today's tour. Nobody's done that so far, so you could be the first. I offer it on every tour. You could be a part of studio tour history. Something that we also have that helps us operate like real cities coming up on your right-hand side. This is our real looking fire station, Fire Station 51. So if you ever watch a movie or television show that say Fire Station 51, that's an homage to us here on the Universal lot. The doors are open so you can see some of the fire trucks. I personally love, oh, there's a firefighter. Hey, firefighter, thank you. We love you. I personally love firefighters because I love not being on fire. Just one of those things about me. But something we don't have on our lot that most cities do have are residents. Our over 400 acres here on the lot are dedicated to making movies, television shows, music videos, reality television competition shows, and more. And while we do some of our filming outside, we do the majority of our filming on our lot indoors. Indoors gives us more control when filming, and we film in large warehouse-like buildings called sound stages. We have over 42 sound stages here on our Universal lot. The oldest and the largest is coming up on your left-hand side. It's Sound Stage 12. If you were here last year for Halloween Horror Nights, we had a house inside of our sound stage. That was the Eternal Bloodlines house, and there'll be another house, I believe, this upcoming year as well. But I have actually no information about that, so I might be wrong. But this was most recently home to a hit city competition show called The Voice. They film a little bit deeper on our lot now. But to see some other things that have filmed inside Soundstage 12, check out your screens.
Say hello to my little friend!
What a soundstage looks like before it's set for production. Coming up on your left-hand side, some of the elephant doors or these larger doors on the side of the soundstages are open, so make sure you take a quick peek. How a soundstage works is the walls of a soundstage are about 4 to 5 times thicker than the walls you have at home or in an average office building, and they're lined with a material called Insupport that helps insulate the good sound in and keep it in there and the bad sound out. So we have a lot of noisy things happening around our sound stages. You got me on the mic, you got busy Lancashire Boulevard, you have the busy theme park. So that just helps make sure that we're getting a good dialogue. In that montage, you saw a clip from Ron Howard's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That movie starred Jim Carrey, and that filmed here on our lot. Used over 10 of our sound stages. It was said that Jim Carrey was in the makeup chair for 8 hours a day when transforming into the Grinch, and that was before filming started. But one of the sound stages Ron Howard's production used was Soundstage 14, which is coming up on our left-hand side. That's where they built Mount Crumpet, which is where the Grinch's lair was. Some other movies that have called Soundstage 14 home include a thoroughly modern movie musical starring Julie Andrews. We also had Evan Almighty. They built the top of Noah's Ark there. That movie starred Steve Carell. You might know him as Michael Scott from The Office. And there was this little independent, small movie. Not a lot of people have seen it, but I always have a couple fans on the tram, so I'd like to mention it. A little thing called Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg. Do we have any fans on board? All right, a couple. They filmed some scenes in here, not the whole movie, but the scene where they're in the kids are in the tree and the bungee snore seizes on them and they're like, thank you, filmed inside of our soundstage, because that scene takes place at dawn. And dawn in real life, gone in the flash of an eye. If you film outside, you won't have enough time. But inside of a soundstage, you have total control. You can make it dawn all day if you want to, for 2 days, if you really need it. Inside that soundstage, we've also had television shows filmed, including Bel Air, the dramatic retelling of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks, Ali Shelton, and Coco Jones. That's from Cop, and the show Hacks. Streaming on Max, the 4th season just premiered last Thursday. Stars Emmy Award winner Jean Smart and Hannah Einbinder. A little Easter egg for you about that show is in the new season, the opening episode is filmed here on our lot, and the studio plays the studio, and there's a character that jumps on a tram car, and the tour guide on that tram car is one of our actual tour guides. It's pretty cool. On your right-hand side, we're passing by more sound stages. These have been used for television shows including The Good Place, Mr. Mayor, Martin, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. They were also currently used for Roots, which is an Apple TV show starring Maya Rudolph from SNL, Joel Kim Booster, a stand-up comedian, and MJ Rodriguez. MJ Rodriguez is the first openly trans woman to ever win a Golden Globe for her work on live movies and shows. Also coming up on your right-hand side is Soundstage 19. That was used for our 11th Best Picture winner, Oppenheimer, starring Cillian Murphy. This is where they filmed the Oval Office scenes, and the Oval Office set that they used for that movie was recycled from Julia Louis-Dreyfus' show, Veep. Same set. Okay, deep breath everyone, that's cool. On our left-hand side, it's our first celebrity sighting. Hi, Ted. Ted is giving us a little cheers because he also calls the Universal lot home. This is where he filmed his television show, aptly named Ted. Exactly. Prequel series, the first 2 Ted movies, executive produced and starring Seth MacFarlane. Now Ted is standing in front of these shorter tan buildings on your left-hand side. These are called our pre-production bungalows. Pre-production is a phase of filmmaking that occurs before the cameras can even start rolling. Things that happen during pre-production include writing, budgeting, casting, location scouting, and more. Some people who have worked out of our pre-production bungalows, past and present, include Jordan Peele of Monkey Paw Productions, bringing us such films as Get Out, Us, and Nope. We also had Elizabeth Banks here for a while. She worked on such films as Cocaine Bear and Pitch Perfect. If you've never heard the name Elizabeth Banks, you might recognize her. She played Effie Trinket in the Hunger Games films. And we also currently have Justin Spitzer. Justin Spitzer is responsible for one of my favorite shows of all time, NBC's Superstore.
I know it's hot in here, but let's have some patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes a small act.
If your face stays where it is, it's gonna get pushed. And that is Lauren Ash, Ben Feldman, an Academy Award nominee, America Ferrera, not inside of a grocery store, but inside of one of our sound stages. As a tour guide, I'm not required to tell you if a show is good or bad, but Superstore is genuinely amazing. All seasons are streaming on Hulu. Cannot recommend it highly enough. And now Justin Spitzer's current home is to your left. Soundstage is 26. This is where his show, St. Dennis Medical, just got renewed for its 2nd season, is located. St. Dennis Medical is a mockumentary, so a fake documentary, think like the style of The Office, Parks and Rec, Abbott Elementary, about an underfunded hospital in Oregon, and this is where the interior of the hospital is. This show stars Allison Tolman, Wendy McClendon-Covey, and David Allen Greer. And their next door neighbor, Soundstage 25, is where Lopez versus Lopez is filmed, starring George Lopez and his real-life daughter, Mayan Lopez. Now, on your left-hand side, we're passing by our Metropolitan or our Metro sets. They're currently setting up for Fan Fest, which is our new after-hours fan event. So if you like things like Back to the Future, One Piece, Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, are doing like a Halloween Horror Nights-esque event afterwards. Check out our website if that is interesting to you all. But these are our fake cityscape sets that look like any city in the world. You've seen these sets as New York in Home Alone 2, starring Macaulay Culkin. A lot of that movie was filmed on location in New York, but there are some scenes that used our backlot. You've seen it as my hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota in the Jingle All the Way, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've also seen it as Chicago in the Blues Brothers. You've seen it as downtown LA in Michael Bay's Transformers. You've seen it as London, England in the Fast and Furious present Hobbs and Shaw. So many different things have filmed here. It was where Hill Valley is from Back to the Future 1 and 2, Kingston Falls from Gremlins. Was seen as New York in the musical Annie. And in Captain America First Avenger. But now, as we're rounding the corner into this area that we call the Royal Crescent, if you look to your left-hand side, you'll see a wall. This wall is what we call the Trompe-l'oeil. Trompe-l'oeil is French for to fool the eye. You are able to tell this is a flat wall, that if you walk through these doors, you're going to walk right back outside. But the camera sees it as 3D, making our city set look way bigger than it actually is. This area of our Metropolitan sets was utilized in the Mindy Project. This was in India for that show. It was also utilized for the reboot of Will and Grace.
We've all had our share of humdingers.
a drink that said Lisa on it from the coffee place. I know my name's not Lisa.
You are a bad girl. Stop the tram!
Will and Grace was rebooted in 2017 and they filmed those seasons here. Their original seasons were filmed at CBS Radford, which is a different studio here in Los Angeles. But that show is quite revolutionary. It's a show where all of its main cast members won an Emmy, and I think it's the only show that can say that. But we'll be back to the concrete jungle in just a little bit. But right now we're going to head to a jungle of a different kind. That of Peter Jackson's King Kong. Folks, we're headed back to Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up and finish. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island. And it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
That's right, thank you, Peter Jackson. Folks, I want to remind you to remain seated, keeping arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. It gets bumpy on Skull Island, so anything you'd like to keep in one piece, I recommend holding onto it very tightly. Anytime we go into a building on the studio tour, I am unable to leave the tram to retrieve dropped items, and that is for my safety. So I do recommend holding on very tight. More than welcome to film while at Skull Island. I just ask as a courtesy to your other guests and the wildlife of Skull Island, you turn on your flash. But hold on tight, folks. Here we go back to Skull Island.
The island. Nobody's lived here for hundreds of years. I'm so sure.
Congratulations, everybody. You did it. You survived King Kong 360 3D. Now, did we leave anyone behind on Skull Island? Does everybody have the people they came with to Skull Island? Looks like we're doing good. Just like to do a quick head count to make sure I don't have to fill out any paperwork. But that was King Kong 360 3D. That is the world's largest 3D experience, brought to you by the team at Wistera FX. They're a 7-time Academy Award-winning special effects company. They most recently won an Academy Award for Avatar 2, The Way of Water. But they also worked on the films Avengers Endgame, Avatar the first one, the Hobbit trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, alongside director Peter Jackson. Now, did anyone get spit on by a dinosaur while we were there? All right, don't worry. Here at Universal, we call that good luck. We call that good luck because just about every ride will try to spray you with water and sometimes we use it to cover our bases. But again, FX is a 7-time Academy Award-winning special effects company. They were lastly nominated 3 times at the last Academy Awards this in March. They were nominated for Planet of the Apes, Robbie Williams, the biopic Better Man, and Alien Romulus. Better Man and Alien Romulus were 2 of my favorite films of last year. So it's pretty cool.
With a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where the people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here, you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts. Because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
All right, and in just a moment, coming up on your right-hand side, we're going to pass by our Universal Monster Mural from our Universal Classic Monsters. This is a mural and an homage to our Universal Monsters. They're what put us on the map to be a legitimate Hollywood studio and saved us during the Great Depression and helped us keep the doors open. We made a lot of these Universal Monster movies because the stories were in the public domain, meaning we didn't have to pay extra money to produce or make these films to license their stories. But it's beautiful, done by Ellie Street Artist entirely out of spray paint and without the use of stencils. We have Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, the Invisible Man. Made you look. He's not really there. You can't see him. He's, well, invisible. Okay, coming up on your left-hand side, we have sound stages 30 and 31. You might recognize a red painted V logo on sound stage 30 from the hit singing competition show, American Idol. Just kidding, that's the voice.
Hey, what's up, Studio Tour? It's Kelsey Ballerini.
And I am John Legend from The Voice. Now, we shoot our show right here in Stage 31, one of the newest stages on the lot.
These state-of-the-art sound stages allow us to bring our show to life, from the blinds to the lives and everything in between.
Everyone's talking about the new voice coaches, even the new voice coaches. You see that gorgeous face in here? We missed you, man! Go on.
I'm here to put these ones in your place.
It's a big baby. So that's how it's gonna be. Voice, Monday on NBCUniversal.
And The Voice films about 2 seasons a year. I believe they're filming right now. If you've ever been, and they film in front of a live studio audience, and if you're local to LA or you come here often, or you're looking to be a part of a live studio audience, you can visit the website oneiota.com. That's the number 1iota.com, and it shows you all the shows, not just here on our lot, all over Hollywood that are looking for live studio audiences. It could be a really cool, unique experience for you. On your left-hand side, we're passing by this body of water. This is a man-made lake called Park Lake, or Hollywood's Ocean. It's been seen in the movie musical Showboat, McHale's Navy, and this creature feature. That is Creature from the Black Lagoon, Park Lake, along with our next set we're visiting, making a cameo in one of my favorite shows of all time, NBC's The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
And while the back most certainly does not sound awesome, Little Europe is. This set was first built in like the early 1920s when our founder Carl Lemley was saying it was so expensive to send people, cast and crew to Europe that we built Europe here. It was first seen in production in 1927 called Foolish Wives and was the backdrop of our first ever Best Picture winner, All Quiet on the Western Front. This entire set played in 2 different countries in that. It played France and Germany, and we were able to switch up this set, make it look like different countries by hanging different flags and using different languages on our signs. Now on your left-hand side, there is all chocolate everything on that building. That is left over from the Good Place, where different buildings have different amazing things. But a little inside scoop is that is actually the cast and crew bathroom. So I'll let that sit with you a little bit. That's why it's called all chocolate everything. Now, if I have any Arianators or Ariana Grande fans on board, on your right-hand side, under this arch, you're going to see a sign that says Brighter Days Inc. This is where she filmed part of her Brighter Days Inc. Extended music video for her album Eternal Sunshine. She filmed all over our lot, including our War of the Worlds set, spoiler. But some of my favorite things that I filmed here at Little Europe is this set played the fictional country of Genovia in Princess Diaries 2, the Royal Engagements with Anne Hathaway, Julie Andrews, and Chris Pine. It's also the backdrop of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella that starred Whitney Houston, Bernadette Peters, and Brandy. It's also Paris, France for an episode of Gilmore Girls and the 2011 movie The Muppets, starring Jason Segel, Amy Adams, Kermit the Frog, and Miss Piggy. To make that set look more like Paris, France, they as in the production, hung a blue screen around the perimeter of Little Europe to edit in the Eiffel Tower in the background. And why did they use a blue screen instead of a green screen? Well, if they used a green screen, Kermit would disappear. But it's not easy being green. It's also the birthplace of our Universal monsters. That's where Dracula roamed, and Frankenstein roamed, the Invisible Man, and the Hunchback of Notre Dame, to name a few. Now folks, we're going inside Soundstage 50. This is our permanent subway set. It is a real soundstage. You've seen it in an episode of Bones starring Emily Deschanel, or in Beverly Hills Cop 3 starring Eddie Murphy. But this is what we call a hot set, meaning that everything is in a particular place because the cast and crew is off today, but they're coming back tomorrow to film. I love when we're able to bring guests tonight here. We're not always able to because it shows how many different departments go into making your favorite film or television show. This is currently set for an upcoming production. I believe Deadline said it's premiering in 2027 for a movie called San Francisco Treat on our streaming service Peacock. Deadline said it stars an unknown actor by the name. Oh my goodness! Hold on tight. Ooh. We had an earthquake yesterday. It's classic Southern California. We got another one. Oh my goodness! Okay, wait. This is not a little one. Everyone, hold on tight. I think it's the big one. Now I feel better about myself. Thank you for being honest. But that is a real soundstage. It was genuinely used in an episode of Bones and Beverly Hills Cop 3, but it is most utilized as a fixture of our studio tour. It was first built in 1989. And recently got a refurbishment for our 60th anniversary last year. But I love when we're able to bring guests in there because it's a demonstration of practical effects, meaning the effects are happening all around you versus King Kong 360. Indeed, she's a demonstration of CGI, computer-generated imagery. Now, I do feel bad that I shook you up a little bit. So what if we take a trip to the beach, each let's go get away? On your left-hand side, you're going to notice a sign that says that the beach is closed, but don't worry. I called a little bit earlier. I called the mayor of Amity Island. He's a close, dear, personal friend. And I said, hey, my 170 new best friends are coming through today. Is it possible to still bring them to Amity? And he said, yes, Emmett, of course. If they're with you, they're VIPs. They're welcome through at any time. And I said, thank you so much for looking out for me. And he said, tell them if they hear me in a shark problem to look on their right-hand side. We caught the shark. He's just hanging out. Plus, the sun is peeking through, the water is warm, everyone can stick their toes in. You can do a cannonball contest. I said, Emmett, you're so talented. You can do such a great cannonball. Okay, ominous music is not awesome. Oh my goodness, okay, there's a shark in the water. Well, thank goodness everybody's remaining seated with their arms and legs inside the vehicle, because I'd be freaking out right now if there was someone there's someone in the water. Buddy, can you get out of the water? There's a shark. Not to tell you what to do. Can you get out of the water? No worries if not. But there's a shark in the water. Get out of the water. Get out of the water. Ooh, or stay in the water, I guess. Well, folks, no need to worry. We've got Jacob as our driver. He's going to drive us somewhere super safe. Right behind this dock. You know what they say? Tucking yourself behind tubs and tubs of flammable gasoline is always a good idea. Wait, where's the dock going? Does anyone see anything in the water?
Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
That's right. Jaws was originally supposed to come out winter of 1974. It was supposed to be a Christmas movie, but they had so many issues with the shark that it came out summer of 1975. Delayed production by 100 days. But that's what happens on a movie set. It's really hard, and you need total control of everything. So oftentimes on movie sets, when you see weather phenomenons, they're created by the cast and crew. To be able to control what happens. So as we pull into Old Mexico, we're going to show you a weather demonstration, how we make it rain on a movie set. On top of each of these buildings, we have a speaker to give us thunder. Typically, you would add in sound in post-production when you edit a film. You also we have some strobe lighting to give us lightning, a little bit hard to see since the sun is out. And then, of course, what is a thunderstorm without the rain? We make rain using the most advanced and secretive technology, a little something called the sprinkler system. It's a little something called gravity. And you have to make sure you light rain appropriately, otherwise you can't see it on camera. But I love when it rains in LA. It doesn't happen very often, and it's always so relaxing. Uh-oh, what's that? A flash flood! And this is our flash flood in action in the movie Big Fat Liar, starring Paul Giamatti, Van Divine, and Frankie Muniz, and Paul Giamatti's stunt double. The second we get to look at the water, that's no longer him. A great movie to watch after you've taken our tour, because there's a chase scene that happens during that movie. And now you know the geography of that chase scene is all correct. And now we're forwarding through the tail end of Old Mexico. On the left-hand side, we set up in scene Three Amigos, starring Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. Was also seen as Boschby the Planet in Paramount Pictures Picard, and this was where the orphanage was for Nacho Libre, starring Jack Black. And now we're saying goodbye to Old Mexico and howdy to the Wild Wild West. Welcome, folks, to 6 Points.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jim and Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I hear this where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Oh, you can count on it, Fallon. Again.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Now, these sets make me a little nostalgic. I grew up on country music, especially that one song that goes, a single mom works two jobs, who loves her kids and never stops, by the one and only Reba McEntire. Yeah, we got someone in the front of the nose. Which across the way, sound stages 32 and 33 is where Reba McEntire films her sitcom, Happy's Place. They're currently filming season 2. It is about a woman, played by Reba McEntire, whose father passes away and leaves behind his bar for her to take care of. It's a really cute workplace ensemble comedy about found family and real family. Highly recommend it. Streaming on Peacock. Also, they film in front of a live studio audience, so that's something interesting to you. But sound stages 32 and 33 haven't always been a happy place. Sometimes they're a scary place, especially when filmmaker Jordan Peele has used them. He used them for his films Us, starring Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. There's a sequence in that movie where there's a bunch of rabbits in cages filmed inside of our soundstage, and for his latest film, Milk, starring Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya, that filmed in those sound stages. Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya play a sibling duo in that movie, and they rent out horses to different Hollywood productions. So our soundstage plays our soundstage in that movie. It's really cool. It's right at the beginning of the movie, and I love Keke Palmer. On your right-hand side, we're passing the backside of our 6 Point set. This was seen in Disney's Saving Mr. Banks in Australia. Sometimes Telemundo will film here, and it was seen in Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple. He directed that movie. The movie starred Oprah Winfrey and EGOT winner Whoopi Goldberg. Being an EGOT winner means you won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. There are only 19 people in the entire world that can say they've done that. I'm one of them, don't Google it. On our right-hand side, wow! We're passing by our Amity Island sets again. And while these were not used for the filming of Jaws, they filmed on location in Martha's Vineyard for 12 seasons. This was Cabot Cove, Maine in Murder, She Wrote. This show starred the late, great Angela Lansbury, who was nominated for an Emmy in all 12 seasons, unfortunately never won. But if you don't recognize Angela Lansbury, you definitely know her voice. She was Mrs. Potts in Disney's animated Beauty and the beast. Now we're making our way to our more residential area on the back lot. On your right-hand side, that is the Chicken Ranch. This is what we call a practical set, meaning it is a real house. There is real rooms built out. There's a kitchen, there's a staircase. You can fit a cast and crew inside there and film inside. It was seen in the 1982 film The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. Was seen in Smash Mouth's All-Star music video, Get Your Game On, Go Play. Was seen in About a Boy starring Minnie Driver, and looks a lot more comfortable than, well, the facade right behind it. Wouldn't want to film in there. On your left-hand side, you're going to get a quick glimpse of our Colonial Street. This was our own little neighborhood on the back lot. Was seen as Wistera Lane in all 8 seasons of ABC's Desperate Housewives. And the reason that we have this street in the configuration that it is was because of an 80s movie called The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, which they're currently rebooting right now to be a television show starring my celebrity crush, Keke Palmer. I always yell out her name just in case she's there. One of these times she's going to see me and we're going to fall in love. It's going to be awesome. Folks, I want to let you know we're about 15 minutes away from the end of our tour. If you need anything, like you just can't wait to use the restroom or you dropped your phone, please grab the red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be up to assist you as soon as it's safe to say. Otherwise, remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle, and we'll continue to have a great time together. This street is called Wilderness Road. It's also called Steven Spielberg Drive. A lot of the streets on our back lot are named after people we've had great long working relationships with. But now we're going to round this corner from Steven Spielberg to Janet Lee Drive, and we're going to pull on what looks like a used car lot, but just with the most famous cars you ever did see. Folks, they're on your left-hand side, they're on your right-hand side. You're currently surrounded by our Universal picture cars. Picture cars are anytime you see any sort of vehicle on your screen, plane, a train, automobile, or otherwise. On your left-hand side, we have the gyrosphere from Jurassic World, missing the glass. But can something be missing if it was never really there? Glass is a reflective material, so it was added in post-production, so you didn't see it cast and crew behind the scene. We also have Dominic Toretto's Black Charger from Fast and Furious, driven by Vin Diesel, with a couple other cars from Back to the Future. Well, Back to the Future on the right-hand side. We also have my close personal friend from Michael Bay's Transformers, Bumblebee. Hey, Bumblebee, what's up? You're looking good. Still on for lunch tomorrow? Call me. Okay. He's really hard to get a hold of sometimes, but as I was saying, oh my goodness. That's so embarrassing. I'm so sorry that I just yawned in front of all of you. Well, I wonder if there's a place to take a nap. Would you look at that? It's a Bates Motel. This is run by my close personal friend Norman Bates and his mother. So, oh hey Norman, it's me, Emmett the tour guide. I'm just wondering if I could pop in for a quick nap. Don't worry about my friends on the tram. I'll be out for them in 1 to 17 hours. Yeah, that room works fine. Don't worry about me. I'm not too picky. Don't have to, oh my goodness. That's quite the deep clean there, Norman. All right, everyone, remain calm. I think we're still in a space where we can Irish goodbye. Norman, hey, we weren't planning on ditching you. What are you talking about? What do you have, Norman? A knife? No! All right, Jacob's gonna put the pedal to the metal. We're gonna head up the psychopath and away from Norman. Bye, Norman. You leave car 4 alone. Watch out, car 4, watch out! Well, sorry everybody. We all have those friends we have to apologize for, and mine just happens to be, well, Norman Bates. On your left-hand side, we're passing by his house. This is the Psycho house. It was built out to be a shell, so for a fuller house, for the Psycho 2 and 3. It's called the shell because it looks really pretty on the outside. On the inside, not a whole lot going on. Kind of like, well, me. You've seen it most recently in Ty West Maxine, starring Mia Goth and Kevin Bacon. Another set that Ariana filmed on. Yes, welcome folks to Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
The airplane crashed inside the set. It was perfect example of a set that is all designed around visions.
Kirk, we have to sit down and talk about the War of the Worlds. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right now?
Because it's just something else.
Alien craft have been spotted, destroying everything in their path.
That's your push guys, okay? Now close.
Go down to your basement if you have one. United States Army, Air Force, the Navy have all lives alongside other nations.
Robbie, get in.
The world's inhabitants. At the same time, we are all fighting for our lives.
Get in.
It's an all-out war of the world.
And that is a real commercial 747 on your left-hand side, purchased for the promotion of War of the Worlds. But this set has been utilized for many different things, including once more Ariana Grande's Brighter Day Inc. was used for a music video for the song Fly by Nicki Minaj and Rihanna, was in a cycle of America's Next Top Model, in NBC's Community, and used for the hit comedic sketch show Key and Peele, starring Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. Now, Jordan Peele has gone on to write and direct horror films, including his latest film, Nope. These are the real sets from Nope. This is Jupiter's Claim, built in Santa Clarita, and then donated to our studio tour by Jordan Peele himself.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupiter Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s kid show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. Welcome to the world of No.
What's up, Studio Tour? I'm Kiki Palmer from Jordan Peele's film, Nope. What's a bad miracle? Well, you'll have to see our movie to answer that one. Until then, I hope you enjoy your visit to Jupiter's Claim.
Did you see a UFO in that cloud?
Yeah. No.
I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Are you ready?
Now, coming up on your right-hand side, this is what we call Falls Lake. This is this concrete basin with a large standing blue backdrop to help edit things in and out. We're able to fill the concrete basin with tons, gallons, and gallons of water to film different sequences. This was featured in the ending of The Truman Show starring Jim Carrey, was featured in Catching Fire starring Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss Everdeen when she's coming up through the tube and enters the Hunger Games arena. This is also featured in many music videos, including Beyonce's Formation music video where she's sinking on a cop car, TLC's Chasing Waterfalls, Harry Styles' Falling music video, and Falls Lake is home to my favorite thing that's ever filmed on the Universal Backlot, which is this SpongeBob SquarePants movie. That's right! When SpongeBob and Patrick are on the back of David Hasselhoff and he shoots them back to Bikini Bottom, was filmed right there at Falls Lake. And that's very important to me personally, so I'm always glad when I can share that with you fine folks. Now we're nearing the end of our tour, and I've had such a great time with you all today. But for one last time, I'm going to kick it back to my co-host, Jimmy Fallon.
I can't believe it. We've made it to the end of our tour, you guys. How about
Emmett
and
Jacob?
Weren't they the best? Hey, before we go, I'd like to sing you a little song I made up. I was just 5 years old. It's called Tramtastic. We had a real good time together. Now the ride is done. Saw some crazy cool stuff, and we had a lot of fun. This tram has made its final stop, but don't be sad and blue, 'cause there's still one more thing that I'd like to say to you. Have a tramtastic day. Have a a tramtastic night. Just watch your step as you exit the tram, and everything will be alright. Just the dads now, and everything will be alright. Just the moms, and everything will be alright. Just Jaws. Okay, have a tram.
Alright folks, as we're pulling into our unload area, I do ask that you're being seated until the gates on your left-hand side have opened up. There'll be a place for you to return your 3D glasses. Make sure you take all your belongings, including your trash, and have a tramtastic day.